Let me narrate an experience with you, and this is a real life experience. About 8 to 9 years ago, a gentleman in his early 40s came to me. One of the biggest problems of this man was his terrible anger towards his father. In his childhood, this man was often dominated by his stepbrother. His stepbrother bullied him physically, manhandled him, even tried to choke him to death. And his father always took the side of his stepbrother. And when he complained, instead of empathizing with him and believing in him, his father would also hit him. Just imagine. His mother was too weak, to come to his aid. So the first 16 to 17 years of his life, he had spent hating his father and fearing him. That had led him down the road of drugs, alcohol, and a whole lot of things. He was now over those habits. But emotional addiction, those habits, they were addiction once upon a time, but he overcame them. But emotional addiction to anger, he still could not overcome. I helped him get out of the suffering. I led him to freedom. One of his greatest realizations came when I made him see that he continued to be angry with his father because he was still hoping that someday his father will have a realization of all the wrongs he had done to him. He was waiting for his father to repent for the pain he had suffered. He was hoping his father would come and apologize to him. These were the thoughts that were running constantly in his mind. Tremendous amount of expectation, lot of anger. He was a very, very successful person today. Much, much more successful than his father. I showed him the futility of that expectation. His father had not transformed at the age of 50, 60, and now his father was 70 years old. Do you think he will transform now? Maybe, but a very, 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 very small chance, right? There was no hope ever that his father would change. And in the meanwhile, what he was doing, what was he doing with his life? He was wasting his life. In that single conversation with me, this intelligent man could see what thinking process kept his suffering alive. I helped him see two things. One, that his father will not change. Second, the hope that his father would someday repent and apologize to him was never going to happen. And it was that hope, it was that desire deep in the unconscious that kept his suffering alive, that was ruining his life. He became free after this process with me. He was very, very successful financially, but in every other relationship, he was a complete failure. Be it in his marriage, be it as a parent, be it as a friend, he just did not know how to go about it because of so much of anger. So you are both young women. If you're hoping that someday your parents or someone who has hurt you will realize what they have done to you and they will come and apologize to you, your hurt will continue to stay alive in this hope. And in fact, you're going to keep fueling this hurt even more and more. This expectation will keep your hurt alive. You have to see the futility of holding on to such an expectation. It's a waste. In fact, you have to see the destruction that will happen within you if you held on to that expectation. Only in that realization, your emotional hurt mind has to be silenced. Silenced means it has to become calm. Right now, it is very agitated. So it needs to become calm. And this calmness will come to you when you have these two realizations.